Juneteenth is not new. Black people have been celebrating June 19th since 1866. 1 year after General Order Number 3 was read in Galveston, Texas, declaring absolute equality of personal rights between formerly enslaved people and their enslavers, newly freed Black Americans organized their own jubilee. They pooled their money and bought Land Emancipation Park in Houston just to have a place to celebrate it. Now let's be real about what actually happened. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863, but it was a wartime military strategy, a paper promise that required men with guns to make it real. Texas was Confederate stronghold. Enslavers knew. They suppressed the news. They moved thousands of enslaved people into Texas to keep the labor going. Slavery didn't collapse in Texas, it expanded. It wasn't until June 19, 1865, 2.5 years later, that General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston with roughly 2,000 troops and read the order out loud. And a significant part of those troops? Historians estimate 5,000 to 10,000 of the soldiers on the ground were United States colored troops, Black men in uniform, armed, representing the authority of the government. That image meant something. Don't let anybody flatten it. The first Juneteenth celebrations were prayer services, spiritual gatherings, where the formerly enslaved looked back on the Middle Passage, the horror of bondage, and remembered the ones who didn't make it. They also dressed up. They paraded. They wore their Sunday best, decorated coaches with flowers, and sometimes crowned a Juneteenth queen and king. They made food, barbecue, watermelon, red soda pop, ribs, hot sausage, food that was theirs, made from what they had, made something out of nothing, same as they always did. Some people are honoring that lineage right now through the practice of elukami, indigo fingers, utilizing the cash crop of indigo, one of the crops our ancestors were forced to work, as a practice of beautification and ancestral honor. If that's calling you, follow it. Research the region your people are from. Find the crop and ask yourself, how do I honor this without putting them back on the plantation? Now, let's talk about what's happening right now. A public official in North Carolina recently said Juneteenth is a lie, called it fake history, said he learned real truth from outside the textbooks. Here's what's wild about that. Christopher Columbus never set foot on the continental United States. He landed in the Caribbean. He could not discover a continent where millions of indigenous people had already built thriving civilizations for thousands of years. That myth got its own federal holiday in 1937 with almost no pushback. But Juneteenth, which has a physical document, General Order Number 3, dated June 19, 1865, backed by 160 years of grassroots documentation. That's the lie. For over a century, a deliberate propaganda campaign called the Lost Cause, driven by organizations like the United Daughters of the Confederacy, literally rewrote public school textbooks. They painted the antebellum South as a gentle society and minimized the brutal reality of human bondage. Black Americans didn't go outside the textbooks as a political choice. We did it because the textbooks weren't teaching the Rosewood Massacre, weren't teaching redlining, weren't teaching the deliberate exclusion of Black veterans from the GI Bill. We had to keep the truth alive because the system was designed to erase it, and it's still designed to do that. So when they call Juneteenth a lie, understand what they're protecting. It is not a history lesson, it is an agenda. Juneteenth was created by Black people, for Black people. It is one of the first holidays we made on our own terms. The barbecue is real, the prayers are real, the indigo fingers and the libations and the red soda pop, all of it is real. The people who couldn't make it across the water are real. The people who bought their own land to celebrate freedom, real. You don't need their permission to know your own history. keep the truth alive. Happy Juneteenth.